Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Wednesday Wisdom. My name is JB Hilliard and these are weekly video segments designed to educate you in the areas of estate planning and probate or other legal concerns that may be swirling around in your head out there. And this week I just want to share with you an exercise I recently did or experienced in having a discussion in one of my group chats with a group of friends, and coming to the conclusion that we all need that we all need to know by memory more than one phone number in our list of contacts in our phones. We need to have at least a couple numbers that we can rattle off the top of our heads just in case we don't have our phone handy and have to use someone else's phone in an emergency. That's the first conclusion we all came up with. And then secondly, especially for those of you who are not married, who is your point of contact? Now, I know in most employment situations, you have to list that person and that person's contact information in your employment record for your boss, for your employer, for your company. But what about your friends or your next of kin or someone who, if someone doesn't hear from you for an extended period of time, how do they know who to contact to try to find out what's going on with you? And again, this isn't particularly geared toward my single people, but for married couples too. Your friends or your next of kin should know, if you're married, the number to your spouse. At a minimum, your spouse's name and cell phone number or phone number, if nothing else. And then, of course, if you're single, who's that person that somebody can call, either your neighbor. Hopefully you know your neighbors, and if you don't, you need somebody to look out for your house. Is it a family member that's in close proximity geographically, or someone out of state, or somebody needs to know who to contact if they haven't heard from you. And so we went through this exercise real quick of, okay, mine is my brother, giving my neighbors, because I am close to my neighbors, giving my neighbors his number and giving him their numbers. Since they could see the house, but he has a key to the house. Also, with my other friends, they started giving us emergency contacts for us to update our contact list with each other, so we'll know. Because unfortunately, years ago, we lost a member of our circle, and none of us knew she was gone. We had to find out on Facebook. Like, that is just unacceptable for a person that's close to you, a family member or a close friend. And so my challenge to you for this week is to first of all, identify who that emergency contact is. And I know I did this a while ago to actually label it in your phone as in case of emergency. But if you have a phone lock, you need a code to get into your contacts or get into your phone, that kind of defeats the purpose. So you want someone that someone else knows to contact. So that's my challenge for you this week. Identify who your emergency contact is, and then let one or two or three or a few other people know each other's information, so that, a telephone chain, back in the old days, the first person calls, then the next person calls the next person, whatever you need to do to make sure that someone, first of all, can keep an eye on you to make sure you are all right. And if not, and not speaking the worst or wishing the worst on anybody, but again, I'm just here for planning purposes, to plan just in case. Maybe you got into an accident, you're in the hospital, but no one knows. Or if someone from the hospital is trying to contact your next of kin, then that next of kin can let your boss know, or whomever. So work that out. I challenge you to do that. At least identify the person, and then notify other people as necessary to make sure you're covered. And as always, I thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.